Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Back on. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and participants, a very warm welcome to the inaugural session of the online conference Voicing TESOL Oman. Today we're here to embark on a transformative journey, one that will shape the future of English language teaching in the Sultanate of Oman. Before we go further, I would like to invite my colleague, Professor Anwar Morsi, to recite some verses from the Holy Quran.
Thank you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى صدق الله العظيم.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, voicing TESOL Oman. TESOL Oman, in affiliation with TESOL International, stands as a testament to the dedication and vision of its co-founder, Manahal Al-Khawair. Inspired by a passion for education and driven by the desire to empower English language teachers, Manahal Al-Khawair, alongside esteemed scholars Professor Ali Al-Issa, Professor Anwar Morsi, has brought forth this remarkable platform to foster professional growth and elevate the standards of TESOL in Oman. TESOL Oman represents a groundbreaking initiative that unifies English language teachers and student teachers under a single professional umbrella. This conference serves as a platform for educators to exchange valuable experiences, share best practices, and ignite fruitful discussions on research ideas. We invite you to join us in making a difference in the field of TESOL education. To become a member, kindly register through the website link shared in the chat. Together, let us shape the future of English language teaching in Oman and create a lasting impact on the educational landscape. The theme of this conference resonates powerfully in the title of our keynote address, Voicing TESOL Oman. And today we delve into the historical roots and aspirations that underpin the very existence of TESOL Oman. Furthermore, we explore the significance of TESOL Oman within the wider landscape of TESOLs around the globe. Our keynote speaker, Professor Ali Al-Issa, will shed light on the TESOL mission and official position of ELT issues, and we aim to unlock new avenues of growth and progression. This discussion will ignite a dialogue on how English language teachers in Oman can pioneer the professionalization of TESOL within the Sultanate. And we're thrilled to bring you esteemed speakers from Oman who will be joining us from now until 12 o'clock. These renowned speakers are thought leaders, and they bring a wealth of knowledge, insights, and experience to our conference. So stay tuned for their captivating presentations and be prepared to be enlightened by their remarkable contributions to the field. Now let us come together to celebrate the advancement of TESOL Oman and explore the untapped potential that lies before us, and let's make a lasting impact on the lives of students and educators across the nation. Once again, welcome to each and every one of you. may this inaugural session of Voicing TESOL Oman be the catalyst for a remarkable conference on laying the foundation for a bright future in TESOL education. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I'd like to welcome our first speaker. Professor Ali Al-Issa requires no introduction. Anyone that is involved in education will have definitely heard of Professor Ali Al-Issa. He is currently a full professor of critical applied linguistics at the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, College of Education at Sultan Qaboos University. He holds an MA in Education TESOL from the University of London and a PhD in Education Applied Linguistics from the University of Queensland, Australia. Professor Al-Issa has extensive experience in teaching English at different levels and for different purposes, including 18 years at the Foundation Program English Language and Training Teachers in general and English Language Teacher in specific. Additionally, he supervised numerous master's and PhD theses. Professor Ali Al-Issa has published over 40 articles and 5 book chapters and books, has published in Asian EFL Australian Journal of Teacher Education, Changing English, Critical Inquiry in Language Studies, Language, Culture and Curriculum, Current Issues in Language Planning, RELC, Teaching Education, TESOL Journal, the International Journal of Learning, the Qualitative Research, and more. He has been the best cited Omani ELT scholar since 2005. Professor Al-Issa has delivered over 40 professional workshops and more than 100 international and national conference and symposium presentations, out of which he was a keynote or featured speaker in almost 50 of them. Professor Ali Al-Issa is also a recipient of several national and international awards and recognitions from national and international institutions for his research and teaching. Professor Ali Al-Issa has served on over 15 national and international postgraduate dissertation committees and 60 department college and university committees. Professor Al-Issa has recently finished and launched a teaching philosophy and teaching and learning strategies for Sultan Qaboos University. He is currently leading a teaching quality team to transform teaching quality at Sultan Qaboos University and is the co-founder and president of TESOL Oman, which is officially affiliated to TESOL International Association in the USA since 1st of March 2023. The title of his keynote address is inspired by the conference theme, and I would like to welcome and hand over to Professor Ali. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Radwana, for the introduction. Probably I need to share. All right then. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. And I don't know if we have any people from a different time zone, then we probably need to say also good evening. I'm not aware of how many people have joined today and from which areas exactly, which parts of the world. So this is it, basically. Voicing TESOL Oman, advancing the profession. As you can see, nothing so philosophical about the title, probably inspired 100% by the theme of the conference for this time, for this year. Next time there will be something different, inshallah. This is how it should be every time. So what do you have today then together? Now, a little bit of history about us. In fact, we started as a small community. That was back in April 2020. You can see it's been around 3 years. The idea was there long ago. Prof. Morsi, Anwar Morsi, and myself. But to develop it, I think there's a lot of noise in the background. Yeah, some of the mics are unmuted.
Sorry,
so,
we'd appreciate if everyone could just keep their mics on mute. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Well, there were multiple challenges really that we faced during that time, on the top of which comes, obviously, you're all aware when you look at this time of this era, COVID-19. We had so many issues with that. Again, we had so many people who didn't think really that we would make it. And I would call them doubters. And they kept saying that, well, it's not an easy project to start. We don't see that taking off. But then those were just doubters. We didn't care really. We kept persevering. We kept working hard to be able to reach to our aim. But then what was the aim? Has always been continuing professional development of teachers. As Radwana said in the introduction today, we really worked very, very hard day and night to get this in place, to get it in shape, because this is what we care about. It's all about teachers. Teachers have struggled in Oman worldwide to affirm their place, to prove that they are dedicated professionals, committed, loyal, intellectuals. Nobody believes much about these attributes being in teachers, but then we believed so much in that. And we thought that, well, it's high time we've shown it to the world. Okay, it is TESOL Oman, but then the voice with this online work is traveling everywhere. And this is what makes it really easy for everyone today to be able to get this message, inshallah. Now, today, interestingly enough, there are more than 100 TESOL associations worldwide, approximately 12 million English teachers active in the world today. Scary numbers, eh? But you should feel really excited that you've got so many colleagues. Noise in the background. Okay. So we are really, really proud to be contributing to advancing professionalism in Oman. You notice that this shows in the logo. This is the whole thing. This is what TESOL Oman is about, advancing the profession. We would like to play this important role, key role also in advancing professionalism of English language teachers in Oman, be part of this huge, massive, and continuously growing and expanding organization. But then where do we stand in relationship to professionalizing TESOL in Oman? If you look at the point before it, 11 TESOL associations, around 12 million English teachers active already in the world, working, enjoying themselves, hopefully. But where do we stand in relationship to all this? Let's see. If you look at the mission of TESOL International Association, look at that. Probably I'll keep quiet for a minute. I'll let you read it yourselves. I'm assuming you're quick readers, yes? Yeah, well, I mean, amazing, isn't it? When you look at that and you look at the vocabulary there used, the terminology, my goodness. A lot of it can be really contentious when you talk about advocacy standards, multilingualism, different paradigms, different perspectives, different interpretations. Fascinating, isn't it? But then we will come to this. We will try to localize and contextualize whatever appears here. What do we have next? The official position on English language teaching issues by TESOL International. Again, I'll keep quiet for a minute or so. Again, fascinating here, especially when you look at terms like public policy, strategic plan, official positions on a broad range of issues related to the field of English language teaching. Now, the positions are related to adult education, higher education, social issues and diversity, teacher education, US education policies and legislation, and young learners. Hopefully, if we don't cover everything today, each one of these, then down the road, we will definitely target them all and see how we can cover them, given the Omani local identity we will be also trying to target at the same time. So what do we have then on the next slide? Now, let's do some kind of discourse analysis to that. Probably take it a bit further, a level further, and talk about critical discourse analysis. So, key statements, keywords in those statements are professional expertise, multilingual contexts, professional learning, research, standards, advocacy, public policy, and strategic plan. Incredible. Actually, when you look at them, you will see that these are the patches in that huge quilt. They all fall under one umbrella, in fact, the umbrella of professionalism, of English language teachers, of English language teaching in general, TESOL. Now, they guide, actually, these keywords guide professionalism and TESOL positions. But then we need to explore more. I mean, this is not enough, definitely. So what do we have here? We need to contextualize those. We need to localize them. We need to highlight the Omani ELT identity, the Omani TESOL identity. This is what the world is doing today. Identity is becoming contentious more and more, being attacked by different scholars, by different researchers. It needs to be protected. It needs to be highlighted better and better. We need to show that, yes, while we share so much with the rest of the world, we still need to maintain what we have and also present it to the world in a different mold. So here we go. Identity and agency as well, another very, very important terminology that is also contentious in critical applied linguistics and needs to be defined and identified really well. Now, let's go further. Let's analyze further. When we look at Oman as a multilingual country, multi-ethnic, multicultural, and multilingual is actually a very special characteristic of Oman. If you look at the neighboring countries, you won't find this very clearly, not as clearly as it is the case in Oman, yeah? With English and ELT serving social, political, and economic purposes. Fascinating, isn't it? Multilingual, yet English plays an amazing role here, a strategic role in the development of Oman. But then, however, unfortunately, our research, and I'm saying this because I've researched this and I mean it, has actually aimfully continued to address the micro pictures. Researchers in Oman continue to look at the small picture and avoid and overlook and ignore addressing the macro picture, which appears at the top, the first point on this slide, actually. This is something that we really need to look at very carefully. We need to examine very carefully. It's not enough that we talk about it in the passing. No, it definitely needs to be analyzed critically. And we see the implications for the development here, socially, politically, and economically speaking. Now, this deliberate avoidance of critiquing ELT policies and plans in Oman has affected the quality of teaching education. Being a teacher educator now for over quarter of a century. I can tell this so easily. I can build it on my research, actually. It has also affected the teaching of so many teachers. They cannot see Oman with all that diversity, a landscape with incredible diversity. They are still looking at things from the perspective of one size fits all, which is a fallacy, which cannot be accepted, really. Not with the paradigm shift the discipline has witnessed over 3 decades ago. It has affected the learning of our learners, even the learning of our teachers. It has affected our curriculum related issues, how we design the curriculum, how we write it, how we present it to everyone, even to the world with things going online, how it is implemented, how it is researched. And this, unfortunately, has led the country into an economic turmoil. Yes, we have issues with our economy resulting from not being able to problematize ELT in Oman, unfortunately, by looking at the small pictures rather than the big picture, rather than putting these jigsaw pieces together. Now, to add insult to injury, unfortunately, we started importing those standards from the West. But not only that, we failed, completely failed, unfortunately. And I belong to the biggest and the most renowned institution. Which is SQ. And I can tell you, SQ is struggling, has been struggling since 2007 to contextualize, localize those standards imported mainly from the USA and be able really to make them suitable for our needs, interests, and purposes. This added actually to the economic burden of the country because importing this stuff has cost us a fortune today. And we haven't been really able to tame this, unfortunately. So, and we continue depending culturally on the States, on the UK. And this is not serving. This is not helping anyone. Now, today, more than ever, you can imagine, members of TESOL Oman are required actually, and this is an invitation to everyone, not only to the members, even to those who haven't joined us as officially as members, but they are following us today. They are listening to everyone's talk. They are required actually to carry the torch of ELT reform in Oman. Oman, guys, deserve the best. Oman needs the best. Oman has got so many problems. ELT in Oman is suffering, has been suffering since 1970. You can imagine. Don't believe those who have told you that it is improving. No, it's not. And it needs really major reform. Now, being part of TESOL Oman is a professional commitment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think that we are there just because we want to attend, we want to listen to people, we want to publish. Not really. Maybe these are important priorities, but then they've got to be also integrated within professional commitment and passion to advance this profession together. Yes. So we are expected to show and model to the coming generations of teacher trainers, teachers, as well as curriculum designers, that professionalism is something quite complex, quite complicated, quite multifaceted, not an easy thing to deal with multiple paradigms, but then with a lot of criticality that needs to be shown to the world as well. As I said earlier, and I will emphasize, reiterate now, the critical turn, ladies and gentlemen, towards the end of the last century. And now we are living a new century. This needs to be highlighted. This needs to be kept in mind. We cannot bury our heads in the sand, be very much like ostriches, and claim that everything is going very well. As we say in Oman, Omanis will relate to this. Al-umur tayba. No, al-umur are not tayba. Things are not well. Things are not moving well. And we need to be honest about this. Yeah. So it is high time we took calculated steps, ladies and gentlemen, not any steps, calculated steps, and made informed decisions. Again, not any decisions, decisions that are based on critical research, on critical thinking. So far, we've been talking about critical thinking. Everybody has been calling for this. Have we thought about it critically? Thinking about critical thinking? We're talking here about metacritical thinking, ladies and gentlemen. We need to look at critical thinking critically. Are we really adopting it in the right way? Are we really thinking about it in the right way? Are we honoring critical thinking in the right way? Or is it just a slogan for us, really? So, and then, only then, we will be able to do justice to ELT professionalism in Oman. Because really, Oman deserves the best, as I said earlier. And I'm highlighting this today. So, maybe then we need to join effort, really. And it's high time we looked at TESOL in Oman, ELT in Oman, from a very, very different perspective and have taken it to a very different level. Thank you very much. I was given half an hour, but look at me. I'm saving time today. And we will have then time towards the end, inshallah, for each and every talk delivered today. Thank you very much to all of you. The mic is back to you, Radwana.
Thank you very much indeed, Professor Ali Al Issa.